Omaha's next fire chief makes history as the first woman in the position.
Mayor Jean Stothard announcing that there were 5 applicants for the job, and Assistant Fire Chief Kathy Bossman came out on top. Our Bella Caracta is live in the newsroom with what's next in the chief's top priorities.
The first female firefighters in Omaha joined the department back in the 80s, more than 35 years ago. In 2017, Kathy Bossman became the first female assistant fire chief, and again, she's making history.
I know it is greater than just myself. It's important to the young women on the fire department and in the community who see this as a leadership opportunity in the future. It's an amazing feeling and a huge honor.
It's a real thrill, but I didn't choose her because of her gender. I chose her because of what her qualifications were and her expertise and what she has done with the Omaha Fire Department in her past.
Kathy Bossman joined OFD in 1997. Since then, the fire department promoted her to captain, battalion chief, and assistant fire chief. Current fire chief Dan Olson, who's held the position for 7 years, will retire at the end of this month. The search to fill his role was an internal one.
I was looking for somebody that had superior abilities as far as operations, that understood operations and suppression in the fire department, understood finance, understood personnel management, leadership, and trust.
Bossman says her priorities include expanding diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts.
We value the different perspectives that come with having a diverse workforce.
She says she plans to do that within the department and explore how recruitment can target more diversity. Bossman says she's shadowed and learned from current Fire Chief Olson, making her feel confident in her new role. Olson echoed that faith today.
I'm very proud of Kathy Bossman. She's been on my team, a fire management team, for just under 6 years, and I can tell you with confidence that the citizens of the city of Omaha, the firefighters who work on our fire department, the mayor's office, and myself, we can all rest easy knowing that Kathy's going to be at the helm and going to take our fire department to the next level.
Bossman currently oversees 184 firefighters and 7 battalion chiefs in the C shift. Her promotion leaves a vacancy that she'll be able to fill herself when she starts as fire chief. On your side in Omaha, Bella Caracta, 6 News.
The mayor says Bossman's salary will be around $185,000 a year pending approval from the Personnel Board.